Let's say you've got a business with one location that's performing really well. It's getting reviews, it generates a lot of phone calls, appointments, and it really drives its company forward. All's good, right? There's only one problem. You've got multiple locations, and this is the only one that seems to be getting any love from Google. Your profiles are filled out all the way, you read all of the guides, you read the LinkedIn posts, you watched the YouTube videos, but the problem still remains. Why? This is just Google telling you exactly how local search works, but a lot of practice owners are just reading the signal backwards, sideways, and frankly upside down. It's putting unnecessary pressure on one location to make up for others, and that's definitely not where you want to be. I'm David Jackson with Techie, and I do multi-location SEO for independent practice owners who want to compete against the big guys without outspending them. I'm going to help you flip some of these signals around in a way that makes sense so you can start seeing better results from all of your locations and not just your main one. So let's talk about what's actually going on here. When you've got one location that's doing well in Google and the others are just sitting there, it's natural to think that the others are just going to start to rank just as well because they're all the same brand after all, and they're all linking to the same website. If one location is winning and our SEO is good, the others should just naturally follow, right? The only issue is that's not how Google sees it. To Google, each location is a separate business entity. And until you pivot and understand this and really grasp it, you could continue putting a lot of effort into the wrong places and wonder why months later, nothing's changed. Think of every location as its own pin on the map competing against the businesses around it in a race, kind of like a marathon runner. Your winning location didn't just pull the others up with it because they weren't even on the same team to begin with. Just think about it. When you built your website, you probably did it around that main location. You built citations for that location, you got most of your reviews for that location, and you probably set up a lot of the content on your website to cater to the city where that main location is established. This is like giving your main runner all of the gear it needs to win. New shoes, bands, right hydration, workout, you get the picture. Your other runners though, or in case your other locations, they also need their own set of gear to compete because they're running a totally different race. They're in different neighborhoods, there's different demand, different budgets from competitors, different demographics. You understand what I'm trying to say here. The main location is winning in its own unique race and is fully equipped to do so, while your others are quietly losing theirs with little to no gear at all. Location wins in local search for 3 reasons that I covered in my last video: proximity, relevance, and authority. I want to quickly share 5 of the most common things pulled from a combination of these 3 when we see people running a pin parity score on our website. Number 1, proximity. This is how close the business is to the searcher. This is something you just can't change. And if there's more demand closer to where your physical location is, there could be very little you need to do to actually get the phone ringing or people visiting and booking appointments. Proximity is the biggest ranking factor when it comes to Google Business Profile. And so if you have your profile filled out and people are pretty close to where your location is, you're going to get some demand from those people. Number 2, your primary and secondary categories. It's kind of crazy because this is one of the most important things that determines if your location will actually rank or not in the category. And it's this little drop-down menu that most owners will set once and never look at again. If you don't have this set up correctly, you're not going to appear in a lot of searches for someone looking for that category of business. You can add up to 10 categories on your Google Business Profile, and you should add as many as what makes sense for your business. You can also match what other competing businesses in the area are using. They might be using a certain primary category. They might be using certain secondary categories. Now, I use a tool called GMB Everywhere for this. I think I've mentioned it in past videos before. It's a pretty handy tool. It can quickly give you a comparison between your Google Business Profile and a lot of others in the same area. It can tell you what categories they're using, a lot of different things. And so I'd recommend getting that. It's free. You can download it for Chrome, and it's really going to help you get a leg up on understanding how you can optimize your profile further. Number 3 is profile completeness. Fill out every single thing on your Google Business Profile. Now, that's not groundbreaking or anything, and I know that this has been said a million times, but here's something that you might not know. Did you know that using the exact same content between your Google Business Profiles is not ideal for ranking? We've seen dozens of profiles with the exact same pictures, same description, same service descriptions, and this is a big gap and opportunity to optimize for that area. If you're located in one part of town, let's say Lenexa, Kansas, then you don't need to be having Kansas City related topics or Kansas City related titles and descriptions in that box. Actually change it to match the area that you're in. Remember, back to the runner analogy. The runner needs specific gear for its specific race. One location's shoe size probably isn't another's. Don't skip it. Number 4 is keywords in your Google Business Profile services. Having keywords in these services and actually setting those services up, because a lot of people don't, is a top factor for local visibility. You're basically telling Google directly what your business does without them having to go and find it out there on their own. And this actually leads me into number 5, which is website signals. For each Google Business Profile service you have, you should also have a dedicated page on your website that backs up and provides proof that you actually have knowledge and expertise on the subject. So when you think about this, your Google Business Profile is telling Google, hey, I do this, these are my reviews, these are my pictures, and Google's algorithm will go through and scan all of that, but then they're gonna look for the backup. They're gonna look for the proof. They're gonna look for you to actually be backed up as what you said you were on your Google Business Profile. And one of the biggest factors that you control for that is your website and its content. So you shouldn't just have a general services page with a lot of bullet points of each service you do. You should actually have a fully written, dedicated service page for that service as it appears on your Google Business Profile. Now, what about reviews? Do reviews play a big factor in ranking? Not directly, but indirectly, absolutely. Reviews are still one of the most important and easy SEO hacks that you can do on a daily or weekly basis. Reviews are important because they do make more people click on your business and potentially call, get directions, visit your website, make an appointment, etc. It makes sense because if you see a business with 1,000 reviews and then you see another business with like 10 reviews, we all know who's most likely to get the call. People clicking on and taking action on your Google Business Profile does impact your rankings, and reviews help drive this. Reviews also play a really crucial role in being recommended by things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and all of the other AI search engines, so you should definitely prioritize getting reviews. Now, there are a lot more factors I can get into, but I'm not going to get into them in this video. But again, think of them like gear. They all play a part in gearing up each location to run the race of multi-location SEO. All of these factors combined add up into what I like to call the pin parity score. This score goes from 1 to 100, and it gives you a clear idea on where you stand with being recommended in Google and local AI search results. In my last video covering this multi-location SEO ranking idea, I also explained how a Google Business Profile generally ranks about 8 to 10 miles across at its maximum performance. Your main location is scoring higher than other businesses in this same coverage area, and it's built up an edge that the other profiles just never did. Now, this is where it gets good, and there's some real opportunity here, because your winning location is proof that your brand can rank in other areas too. And it also serves as your main diagnosis. The other locations, they really just haven't closed the gap yet. It's not that you're being penalized. It's not that you have even really done anything wrong. So really, the trap I want you to avoid here is thinking that you can win 5 separate races by only pushing one runner harder while not gearing up your other locations with the gear they actually need for their race. Each location has to be worked on its own, as if a separate business needing a specific strategy for local growth success. Now, you can go and manually look through and diagnose your Google business profiles and see if they all match up. Make sure you have the right categories, you have the right number of services, and they all match on your website. Or just a thought, but you can run our free tool in the description below. You can scan your locations and get a pin parity score for free that ranks all of you according to the specific pin level multi-location ranking factors for SEO. This is what you really need to pay attention to if you control more than one Google business profile, because this is going to make it to where you're not doing a seesaw and you don't understand why this person is down here and this other person's up here. Use our free scanning tool to compare your best location against your worst location, or you can compare it against a competitor to see how you can close the gap and get your locations working like the others. Even if none of your locations are showing up, this will be a great tool to just help you understand why and fast. Doing multi-location SEO needs a different approach than the traditional local SEO approach, and that's why I developed the pin level method. You can learn more about that in the video here, where I go through all 6 phases that will get all of your locations performing like your best one this year.